Well, it's another cold morning here in Michigan this spring. Spring has been holding on way longer than it should, but we've got to get to work. Well, today we are working on, trying to get ready for this deck. We're going to put up some Tyvek, some house wrap, and then we're going to hang a ledger board, which kind of defines the height at which our deck is going to be, and then we'll start building from there. You ready to go to work, babe?
No. This is, I guess, my contract of 75 and sunny.
Welcome back to Building at the Woods. We're a multi-generational family building 2 homesteads in western Michigan. We call our homestead project the Hazelwood Build and the kids' homestead the Wildwood Build. We've both taken empty land and are building homes from the ground up, doing most of the work ourselves and helping each other as we go. If you're interested in the DIY way of life, you're in the right place. In our last Hazelwood episode, we poured concrete pilings for the deck to be built on. We did a lot of groundwork putting in gravel under where the decks will be so that we don't have many weeds to deal with later. In this episode, we install post beams and joists that will support the actual deck. We're also installing Hardi-plank siding in a board and batten configuration on the walls under the deck. We want to get that done so we don't have to crawl under the deck to install them later. Let me show you what we're doing. Alright, Dave, so I'm thinking we start right here at this corner and we'll wrap this way and go out that way. So why don't we start by doing a vertical section. Start right here.
What do you think, Olivia?
Hey, Pup. You like the doghouse we're building? I like doghouse. It won't be long. You'll be able to walk out that door onto a deck. Okay, here we go. Okay, what's our next action? Let's cut it like an inch or an inch and a quarter away from the window. Like that. And then we'll put a piece of tape on here. Do that while I get the transit. So the next thing that we're going to work on is we're going to try to put a horizontal line on the building here using the transit, and that will give us a measuring point or a reference point that we can go up or down from as we get ready to set the ledger board for our deck. Suppose you've seen the chalk line recently.
No. Maybe in the guest bedroom.
Okay.
Maybe.
Alright, so we snap a line.
Yeah, we found it.
So go do that right there.
Bottom.
Yeah, that's just a line. It has nothing to do with where the board goes. It's just a line that is meant to give us a level reference point. Okay?
Okay, go ahead.
You're in? Yeah.
Hey, nice blue line.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, let's cut our door out. And then we'll make some decisions on where the board goes. So that's the floor height right there. How far do you want to come down to the top of the floor? 6 inches? Sure. Okay. And we're going to do each half of the floor material. Okay, and then the 2 by 12 is 11 1/4. For a grand total of 1 3/4 below the blue line. Good? Hold tight.
Go ahead. I think we should order siding.
Order siding
Make it look like a finished house on the outside.
just on this one section. Karen's idea of putting some siding on seemed a little strange to me at first. However, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know, it would be nice to have the siding done underneath the deck so that I don't have to come back later, crawl around underneath the deck, put siding on, paint the house. Yeah. Let me think about that some more. Good? Grab that into the board. So I need, let's see, 11, 4 3/4. 4 3/4. So the next thing to do is to get a 16-footer and hang it up there and stick it out. You need to support that in. Woohoo! Exciting. So Karen and I decided we would do the finish work underneath the deck before putting the deck on. So we started trimming out the windows, and then after that we're going to have to put Hardi-plank on and figure out what we're going to actually make it look like. So, babe, the next thing we got to do is we need to switch out the saw blade so that we have a concrete board saw blade.
Oh.
Yeah, for the Hardi board. We decided we were going to do Hardi board with a board and bat siding look. So the first layer is a 3/8 inch piece of Hardi board. And then on top of that we'll put the vertical battens.
Pretty straight. First piece of siding.
So I'm ready to start on this section of the deck that actually supports the deck. And off of these concrete pilings here, we're actually going to have 6x6 posts that come up to a 2x12 triple beam that sits underneath the horizontal joists that come out from the house. Getting the length of those 6x6 beams is a little bit tricky. I could have done it with a transit and done math on the stick there. That was definitely an option. But I think I'm just going to do it kind of in an old school way where you can see I've strung a line here from the underside of the joist coming out from the wall, and I'm going to measure down from the string down to the top of the post where the bracket is. And then I'll take off the 11¼ inches that the 2x12 beam is going to take up, and then that's the measurement that I'm going to use to cut the post at. 63.5. Okay, so 63.5 minus 11¼ Those are heavy enough that the next time I think I'm just going to take my saw over to the wood pile and cut there. Okay, so 63.5. So this time I took the saws over to the wood pile and just did the cutting there rather than cart the entire timber back over to the work table. It was a little bit of a bummer working down on my knees, but hey, got the job done. Also had to use the Sawzall to cut through the very center, as the depth of my saw blade wasn't sufficient to cut all the way through. Assuming I cut it right, we've got post number 2. I know it doesn't look like much from this angle, but that's a 2x12 that's 20 foot long, and it's been infused with chemicals. So it is super wet and super heavy. Yeah, I was kind of grunting on that. Well, I've got the posts in place. Now I just have a little bit of heavy lifting that I need help with. 2 or 3 people would make this job go a lot easier, putting that triple beam on there. What do you think?
You're splitting it in half.
Cool. All right, that next one on top does the same thing, but it only goes through the middle of that one.
Okay. Question here. Is it level?
Was at one point. How's that feel?
That looks great.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay. We can come back and, so after dinner, if you would help me put a 20 footer that starts here
And goes there.
and goes all the way through the middle of that guy.
Oh, it's gonna go past it. Stick out.
It's going to
some?
stick out, yeah, several feet
Just gonna let it flack a little bit and see where you end up.
until I get the rest of it framed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can put one more 20 footer right here. I don't want to put the other 20 footer here without getting this one in, otherwise. Can you get it up there?
By myself. I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go. Get your end in. There we go. Now come help me on mine. Go far end, go far end. Yeah. Are you over and in?
Sort of.
Sort of.
We used to go your way.
How much? You're away a little bit. So I've got the first 2 boards mostly even. The third one is a little bit farther. So I'm going to come over here and lift. I would like you to go ahead and do it. Yeah, I can do that. Go ahead and go.
Further?
That's probably good. Check levels. It looks just a smidge high out there, but I think that's going to be fine because I'm not seeing this touch yet. And it'll touch once we take the supports out. We actually did take that final post out, cut it down just a little bit, just so that the deck would finally level out. Okay, now. Alright. We turned our attention now back to getting the Hardi-plank siding put on so that we could complete our board and batten look underneath the deck before putting on the deck joists. I would say let's try to make it flush up against the wood as best we can. Bring it down and push it up.
again.
Go ahead, shoot it. I don't think we can do anything different. Oh, wait, you don't want to go there. Gun. You're going to have a hard time hiding that.
If I take it out.
Yeah, probably. All right. Need some batten. Need some other nails, obviously. Well, Karen and I are in the garage and we're getting ready to cut some board and batten, or actually some batten to be precise. We went ahead and bought a whole bunch of 1x4s over here in the corner. They look like they're in pretty good shape. We're going to go ahead and rip those things in half and see whether or not that will be a good look. We'll probably just rip one board and then go take it down and tack it up and see what it looks like. I'll pull one down as well.
You want the level? Lift your toe up.
What do you think though? Do you like how that looks?
I do. Yeah.
You could break out some caulk.
Yeah.
Caulk that, let it dry today, and then be painting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, we're out of nails for this nail gun. Kyle's going to bring some home. We may run to a local hardware store and get some more. We just tack these up so that we're going to get an idea of what it's going to look like. And I think we're going to like it. We've never done board and batten on one of our houses before, so this is definitely kind of a new experiment.
But we've seen it.
We have seen it. Yep. So Karen's working on caulking the board and batten over here on the west side. Looks good, babe.
Thank you.
I'm going to work on putting some more Hardy board up on these lower walls. Get us ready for the battens to be applied later. That should be the last piece, if it fits. We're done. Well,
Done for the day?
well, only sort of done. Well, only sort of done. Still, we have to put the battens on. I need to come back here with a special small nail and nail these seams that are right next to the corners. Then we got to caulk it, then we got to paint it. But woohoo! We're making progress. If you're wondering why we're putting joist hangers on every 1 foot, it's certainly not because we need it in this current configuration. We've got 2x12s, we've got plenty of weight-bearing capacity. We're going to put on a 1.5-inch wood surface at this point in time. But we're thinking ahead, sometime in the future, we may swap that surface out for some kind of a Trex product. And those products tend to be a little bit less structurally stable, I guess I'd say. And you can easily have a little bit of flex in your deck. So we're putting in joists every 1 foot, just so that if we put a Trex product in there, the deck will still feel really solid and firm. Karen's saying that she likes this caulk way better than the stuff we were using last night. It's theoretically the same thing. It's a DAP product. It's the 230 series caulk. But this caulk doesn't dry as fast.
And it's clear.
And it will dry clear. It's still paintable. It's going to be painted anyway, so I don't really care about the color. But she's saying it goes on, what, way smoother?
Yeah, way smoother, and I'll have less sand.
And that's always a good story.
Yeah, good thing.
Yeah, it really looks good, babe. I
like
think we're going to be happy.
I like this stuff better.
We're going to have to bring people down underneath the deck and just show them how good it is.
You're right. Okay.
Well, with the siding and the battens up on the house, the joist hangers are hung, it's time to go ahead and start pulling some of these 2x12s off the trailer, cutting them to length and hanging them up. I've gone through this beam here and put GRK structural screws in to tie the 2x12s together. They're a solid one-piece beam now. I've also gone through and put GRKs every 1 foot in the ledger plate. That should hold that to the house really securely. So when we're connecting these joists to the beam, we've got these little hangers that we install. However, it gets a little bit tight between those joists because we're only putting them a foot apart. And trying to swing a hammer in there, that gets difficult. But Karen's got this little tool. It's pretty cool. It's a little hand pounder. I don't know, what do you call it?
A Tico hammer.
Karen calls it a Tico hammer, and it actually does the job very nicely, pounding those little nails in. Wow, just like that.
It's even better when it's like this. And you get lots of steps for it too.
You get lots of steps for it? Oh, your Fitbit is counting those steps.
They are.
Double bonus.
Yeah. Why I'm not griping about doing this job.
So BP's gonna call us. You know, there was this one day.
We got 30,000 steps. How did you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, and it also makes it so that you're not pounding your fingers with those tiny nails. That's a big bonus as well. Well, now that that deck is on, those 3 windows will be able to go up fairly easily.
Yeah.
And then once the deck goes around the side over there, 3 more windows will go on really easily.
And a door.
And the door, yep.
2 doors.
Yeah, how to get all these windows on.
It won't be long and we'll be able to walk out from the living room onto an actual deck. I'm sure Karen and I will start enjoying the sunsets from here in the evenings. Well, we still need to block the midpoints of the joists and then we can start laying down deck boards. But this is only about half of the deck that will be built on this side of the house. In our next video, we'll show the other part being built where the infamous hot tub is going to be. Until next time, take care.